All right, so good morning, everyone, especially to our international students who are going to be joining us today. I hope everyone is doing well. By the way, welcome to our Big Baby 2024 final round warm-up review. This is going to serve as your warm-up review for your upcoming competition, I think next Saturday. Okay, this time we're going to answer another set of questions that will serve as your mock review as well for your upcoming competition. Okay, the same format as what we had for the review for your BBB 2024 final round. We're going to have 3 sections here, starting with section A, and we're going to deal with 30 questions. So if you have answers to the following question, please put your answers in the chat box so that everyone could see your answers or maybe your solutions as well. Without so much ado, let's start answering questions here in section A. All right, question number 1. How many circles are there below? What is your answer? Good morning. 25. What about the others? Okay. So you can see here, we have many circles, and if you observe properly, they're actually grouped equally, right? They're stacked or grouped equally. So what we need to do is count how many pieces of or how many circles are there in each group by counting. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All groups have 5 circles each. So you can say that to get the total amount of circles here, you may add 5 fives, right? Because each 5 represents each group, and we have 5 groups. So what you're going to do is add 5 fives. Then you're going to have this. 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5, which is just equal to 25. If you know how to multiply already, or you do your multiplication, especially in the table number 5, then you may multiply the number of groups times the number of circles in each group. So 5 times 5 equals 25. Whichever you use in this two, that will give you the same answer. Okay. Next. What about question number 2? Arrange the number from the smallest to the largest. For example, 853 is rearranged to 358. Okay, smallest to largest. Now, how are you going to rearrange these following numbers? 6, 3, 1, 4, 9. In accordance to the condition that it should be from smallest to the largest. What would be your answer? Let me see. Take note of the example. Okay? I think most of you are missing. Okay. Very good, Muhammad. No? Very important to keep the comma between numbers. Why? Look at the example. This is comma, by the way. Okay? These are individual numbers. 8, 5, 3, and then you're going to rearrange them into smallest to largest. So you have to keep the comma between numbers. Why? Because if you're going to just put them all together, even without space, no, that would make it a one single number with many digits. But if you're going to put the comma between numbers, then that would mean that you are separating each individual numbers. Okay, so for example, since this is our example, we're going to follow that. And we have here our given numbers 63149. So following this one, we are going to select the smallest numbers first, since we are going to have the order that from smallest to largest. So what is the smallest number? You have 1 followed by, okay, do not forget your comma. Next is you have, of course, 3 is the second smallest. So you write that also. I mean, next to 1. And then, of course, you have 4. And next is 6. And then, next would be 9. So like that. Your answer should be like that. Again, do not forget to put a comma between numbers so that it would be very clear that the numbers are individual numbers, no, in a series lang. Okay. What about if I say that you're going to arrange this from largest to smallest? How are you going to arrange this? The same number, but different order. Largest to smallest. What would be your order? 9, 6, 4, 3, 1. Very good. Okay, not forget the comma between each numbers. Okay, next, number 3. Arrange the number from largest to smallest. So speaking of largest to smallest, we're going to have a new set of numbers. And this time, we're going to arrange them from largest to smallest, meaning larger number should come first before the smaller one. So for example, 835 is rearranged to 853. How are you going to arrange 5, 2, 7, 4, and 0? Okay, very good. So again, just going to order the numbers according to their value. So the largest one here is, of course, 7. So just write it first, followed by the second largest, which is 5. And then you have 4. And then you have 2. And then finally, you have 0. So this would be your sequence of the numbers 7, 5, 4, 2, 0. Very good. Okay, next. What about question number 4? What is the symbol in the box to make the math right? Or what should be the symbol in the box to make the math right? 4 box 3 is equal to 7. How can we get the answer 7 using these following values and just choosing the right symbol? Since you are asked to get this, what is your answer, by the way? Okay, very good. So since we're asked to get a symbol, so focus on your addition, subtraction, maybe there's multiplication, but in your level, mostly it's gonna be either of these two, the first two or this 3. Okay, so if you're going to try here addition directly or automatically, you can make this math or equation right, because when you add 4 to 3, you will get 7. If you're going to do that with subtraction, that will not make our equation correct, right? Because 4 minus 3 is definitely not going to be 7. So the right symbol here in the box should be plus sign. Okay, so you have to put plus. Next. What about question number 5? What is the symbol in the box, again, to make the math right? We're going to choose, again, another symbol. So since it's, again, symbol, just go ahead and try to put the possible symbols that you have here. So addition. If you're going to add 9 and 3, that is actually 12, not 6. So this is wrong, meaning we cannot put addition sign or plus sign in the block or in the box. So if we're going to try the next one, which is subtraction, 9 minus 3 is 6. Very good. Okay, so 6. That makes our math or our equation correct. So the right symbol here should be the subtraction symbol or the minus symbol. Very good. Okay, next. What about this one? What is the number, this time number? You have to supply or give the correct value of the number in the box to make our math right. 27 minus blank is equal to 18. How are you going to find the missing number? 9. Okay, so since we have the given result or answer, and then we have the other term or other number in our equation, what you have to do is just subtract these two given values or seen values to get the number in the missing one or in the box. Okay, so we're going to subtract that. 27 minus 18. 27 minus 18 would be, of course, we cannot subtract 7 to 8 since it's smaller. So we're going to borrow from our 10th digit. So this is going to be 17 now. 17 minus 8 is 9. And of course, 1 minus 1 is just 0. So meaning, you're going to subtract these two. Subtract them. Okay, you will get 9. Okay, how am I going to check if my answer is correct? So of course, to check, try to follow and solve your equation. If it's really gonna give you 18, is 27 minus 9 18? Okay, so you're gonna do it here. Check. 27 minus 18. I mean minus 9 rather. Since we're going to check. So 7 minus 9 again is not possible. So we're going to borrow from our 10th digit. So we're going to be 17. And it's just the same. 17 minus 9 is 8. Bring down the 1 from the tens, then you'll get 18. So that is correct. So again, that's just how you're going to check the missing value or get the missing value. Okay. What about this one? Arithmetic. Find the value of 2 plus 4 plus 3 plus 8. That's the sum of this. 17. Okay, very good. So since you have 4 numbers here, you can try to pair up 2 numbers that would give you a sum of an even number, or more likely a number that ends with 0, so that it would be a number that's easy to add later on. Okay, so you have here 8 and 2. You can combine that. That will give you a 10. And 4 and 3 will give you a 7. So 10 plus 7 is just the same with this one. The shorter version, just the shorter one or version. Okay, 10 plus 7 is just 17. Okay, so that's how you got your 17. Next, what about question number 8? Find the value of 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7. What is your answer? 16. Okay. Very good. So as what I've said, you can try to pair up numbers which are quite the right pair to add. So for example, another version of two numbers that would have a sum of 10 would be 7 and 3, aside from 8 and 2. So 7 and 3 would also make 10. And And then just pair the rest of the number, which is 5 and 1. So that's 6. Now 10 plus 6 is just 16. Okay. Next question. What about this one? Find the value of 28 minus 5 minus 7 minus 3. What's the value of that? 13. What about the others? Do you have the same answer? Okay, very good. So let's check if you got the correct answer. So you can see here, there are quite numbers that has a minus sign before them and only one number doesn't have, which means this is a positive number. These are integers and this is a positive number and the rest are negative numbers. So to find the final value of this or the actual value of this one, we are going to first combine all the negative numbers, which means when you say combine, you are going to add them together. We're going to find the sum of all these numbers, 5, 7, and 3. That would be 15, right? Because 7 plus 3, 10 again, and then plus 5, that's 15. So after that, we are going to subtract the sum of these three numbers with the minus sign from our positive number, which is 28. So subtracting this two, you will have 28 minus 15. 8 minus 5, that is 3. And then 2 minus 1, that is just 1. So the value would be 13. Very good. Okay. Now, what about this one? The figure or figures follow a pattern. Which of the one or which of the one should be on the line? By the way, this do not mind this bigger circle. No, this is just the same with the other circles. There should be just a small circle here. What should be the next figure here? Can you name it? Square. Okay, why square? Mm-hmm. Okay, let's check. So to figure out the pattern, you also have to check the sequence of the figures, right? So here you have circle, the you have here your diamond, you may say, and then your square, and then you have your triangle. And then another circle. Notice that the first one in the order is circle. And in here, after the triangle, it went back again to your circle. So circle here, this figure, and this one is just the same with this first four figures here, which means that this is now what you call your pattern unit. The pattern unit is the series of figure or which the sequence could be followed all throughout. So this one. This is your pattern unit. So meaning we're going to just keep on following this sequence of the figure in the rest of our series, which is true because here again, you just follow this order, right? Meaning we're just going to do this all throughout. So since we have here a circle and then our diamond and then finally you have the block. So what should be the next here? Now the only possible answer is this figure. Since you are having or you're gonna have your exam online, you will not be able to draw it, no, just like in paper, in actual paper. So you'll have to give the name, like square. Maybe the question would be what a figure, or name the figure that should be written or put in the blank. So you have to answer square. Word. You have to answer in word since you won't be able to answer in figure. So all your answers in your exam during the competition, since it's online, would be in words or numbers. Okay, don't worry, you will not get this exactly type of question. There would be a note there that you have to write the word or in words. Okay. Next, what about this one? A sheep has 4 legs. How many legs do 3 sheep have? 3 sheep, okay? So be mindful because sometimes they will make it tricky. They will write a certain number in its numerical symbol, and sometimes they will write it in words. So you have to read the problem carefully. For example, this one. Okay, so be mindful of the questions. Again, one sheep, you say a sheep is just equal to one sheep. It has 4 legs. Now, how many legs do 3 sheep have? You have 2 options. You can do addition. So represent each sheep with its number of legs, which is 4. So if you have 3, so you're just gonna add 3 fours. It's just gonna give you an answer of 12. If you know how to multiply, just multiply the number of legs for one sheep times the number of sheep. So 4 times 3 equals 12. Your answer should be 12. Very good. Okay, next. What about this one? A pig has 4 legs. A duck has 2 legs. How many legs do 2 pigs and 3 ducks have? So this is quite similar with question number 11, but this time we have more number of animals. And then we have to know the number of legs. So you can start by counting the number of legs for the pigs. Remember that a pig has 4 legs, and then in this case, we have 2 pigs. So the same as what we did, represent each legs for each pig as, again, 4. Since you have 2, so add 2 fours. You will get 8, meaning for the pigs, we have 8 legs. Now, what about the ducks? It says that one duck has 2 legs, and then you have 3 ducks. So just add 3 twos. Since you have 3 ducks, and each duck has 2 legs. So this will be equal to 6. Now finding the total, since it says here how many legs do 2 pigs and 3 ducks have. So meaning we're going to combine all the legs regardless of the kind of animal. So you have 8 plus 6, which is equal to 14. So the final answer would be 14. Okay, what about question number 13? How many hexagons are there below? 9. Okay, hexagon is a type of polygon that has 6 sides. So you're just going to find, you can actually, your trick there is find at least one hexagon and try to find something that looks exactly like it. Now, for example, this one. Of course, this first one is not a hexagon because it only has 4 sides. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so this is a hexagon. So one trick that you could do is just find all the figures that looks exactly like this. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You have 9 that looks exactly like the first one. No, others are not hexagons. You have pentagon and quadrilateral, but you only have 9 for your hexagon. Okay, very good. What about question number 14? How many squares are there below? 5. Okay, what about the others? Do you have the same answer? Okay. So since we are asked to get the number of squares, we have to count all the possible squares that we could make from or out from the figure. So first one is we're going to count the smaller units, the smaller parts inside the figure, which can make up a square, which are this one. Okay, so you have 1, 2, 3, and 4. You have 4 small squares, right? Now, remember that you could actually combine small squares to make a bigger one, which is the entire figure, right? This is a square because all of its sides are equal. So one bigger square, that is considered the one bigger square, or a 2 by 2 square. So 2 rows, 2 column, 2 by 2 square. Now remember earlier that we counted 4, adding this one bigger square, now we will have your 5. So the total number of squares in this figure is 5. Okay, next one. What about question number 15? You have 2 rows there. That's just your first and second, and you have different number of smiley face or smiley faces. Okay, how many smiley are needed to move from the first row to the second row so that the number of smileys are equal? Oh, sorry. How many should we move? 2. Why 2? How are you going to know the equal number of emojis or smiley face that you have to put for each of the row? So what you can do is find the total first, okay? So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for the first row. And then for the second row, you have 4. So adding all of this, you will have 12, which means we have a total of 12. So since you have 2 rows, we are going to divide 12 equally into 2 identical numbers so that it will be equal, right? So what number or what the same number can you add to itself? Or what particular number can you add to itself twice so that it will give you a sum of 12? You actually have 6, right? Because if you add 6 to itself, you will get 12. That is just another way of saying 12 divided by 2 is equal to 6. So meaning each of our row here or rows here from first to second should have 6 smiley faces. And take note that our second only has 4, which means it needs 2. And also, if we're going to move these 2 smileys here, they would look equal, right? If there's 2 smiley faces here, then they would have equal number of smiley faces. Okay, so the answer would be 2. All right, before we proceed with question number 16, okay, I think it's too early for our break time, so let's just finish up until number 20 and we're going to have our break time, okay? Okay, number 16. At least how many cubes are there in the figure? What is your answer? 6. What about the others? Do you have the same answer? 6. Okay. So notice that there are cubes that are stacked together, and then there are also cubes that are just on their own. So we're going to start counting from the cubes that are stacked. No? So you have here, for example, this one, there's a stack that has 2 cubes. So that's equal to 2. Of course, obviously, on the back of it, right, you also have another stack that has 2 cubes in it. So that's another 2 cubes. Plus this 2 right here, which is just on their own. So you have another 2. All in all, adding all of this, you have 2, 4, and 6. So the answer should be 6. Okay. Next number. What about this one? Okay, add one match in the figure below to add 2 more triangles. How would it look like if you're going to draw it based on the figure? So this kind of question again, this is the same as what I have said. No, na if you're gonna follow this question, your answer would not be 1. Why? Because you need to draw, right? It says add one match in the figure below to add 2 more triangles. So meaning we have to follow that. We're going to add one match. So based on the figure here, it should be another match here with its head down. Okay, it should look like that. No, that's how it should look. You'll have this question if it's a if it's a actual competition face to face, since you can write a figure. But in your case, since it's going to be online, no, you will not encounter this kind of question. But the question is probably going to be the same. So you will be asked, for example, how many more matches do you need to add to the figure in order to add 2 more triangles? So you'll just need 1, right? Because if we're going to add 1 more match, then you will have 2 more triangles. And where are those 2 more triangles? First, of course, this small one. And then the second triangle to be added would be the biggest one. Okay, so your questions would probably like that. You'll be asked how many matches do you need, at least how many matches do you need to add in the figure to have 2 more triangles. So you will answer 1. Next. Okay, what about question number 18? Following the pattern, fill in the blank with a suitable number. Number should be 4. Okay. C. So try to observe the numbers here. Again, you have 4, 3, 1, 4, 3, 1, blank 3, and then 1, 4, 3, 1. So as you can see, 4, 3, 1 is our pattern unit here because it's just being repeated again here after the first 3. Now, this is just our pattern, 431, 431, and so on. So since you're going to end with 1, after 1, the next number should always be 4 if we're going to follow the pattern. So since we ended with 1 here and then we have our blank, then the next number here should be 4 to make our pattern correct. So your answer should be 4. Okay. Next one. What about this one? On this one as well, another example of a question that you would not encounter. Because here you have to supply the figure. Okay. What is your answer for question 19? What do you think is the answer here? Fill the empty box with a figure to fit the pattern. Maybe you'll have this kind of question, but you will have different figures like circle, square, triangle, so that it would be distinct and you could describe it in words. But in this case, notice that you have started with this transparent small triangle, and then you have this inverted darkened triangle as well, and then another inverted but transparent one, and then you have here a triangle but darkened as well, and then it went back to the first figure. So again, this first four would be your pattern unit, because if you try to look at here, they just follow that kind of sequence onto the next. So meaning this is going to be our pattern. After the black triangle, it should be followed by the first figure here, which is the small triangle, transparent triangle. So it should be a small transparent triangle here in the black. In your case, you would probably be given this kind of a pattern again, but you will encounter a unique or different figures, and then you are going to identify it in words. Like, is it going to be circle in the blank? Is it going to be square? Or is it going to be triangle? Based on the pattern. So you still have to learn the pattern. Okay, what about this one? Oh, number 20. This is a bit tricky as well, so you have to be careful in this. Which of A, B, and C is the missing puzzle? What is your answer? Is it A, is it B, or is it C? A. Why A? Very good. Some of you are very descriptive. Triangle up, white small. Okay, you could also say that. But rest assured, you will not encounter those kind of figures there, since it's very identical. It's hard to describe for some. Okay, A. Why A? A and C look quite the same, or they even look they're the same, right? You can hardly differentiate the two. But how did you come up with A as your answer? Okay, take note that they also have this watermark or prints, no? These parts, if you try to observe. So if it's a puzzle, it should fit perfectly with the shape that this shadows here are trying to make. So let's say we are going to put this figure, letter C, here. Notice that this part should be a complete circle. No? So you should see this part right here. I mean, this part right here, if you fill in this, you could see like in this part, like that. Like the part of the circle or the ring. So do we see that in C? Yes, but here. So it says you have to put it here, not here. Which is wrong, right? It's like a little bit down compared to here. It should be here. And then notice here that if you're going to fill in that here, you have that part. Okay, you have here, you have this part. So where are we going to see that? There's no part in the shadow which has that color here, which makes it wrong. So if you're going to look at letter A, that actually makes sense. Look at the very tiny part here of the shadow. That's actually this part, right? And then here, look at this part. So this part right here in the shadow also is that one. And then this part, look at that. Exactly this part that needs to be filled, right? So it makes everything correct if we're going to also refer with the shadow. That is why A is the right answer compared to letter C. Of course, letter B is very far already with the type of pattern that it has. Okay, very good. Since it's question number 20 already, then we're going to have a short break time first. Let's have a 10-minute break time before we continue to the rest of the 10 questions that we have. Okay, you may turn on your cameras for now if you want to have your break and of course, your mics as well. I'll be back after 10 minutes. I think our break time is done. So we're going to continue our discussion. By the way, since someone said they missed a certain item or number, I think we have a time to get back to that. That is question number 4. Okay, here. What symbol is needed to be put in the box to make the math right? So you just have to supply the right symbol, either addition or the plus sign, minus sign, multiplication sign. Now, most probably it should just be between plus and minus in your level. Okay, so you have to try it out. If you're going to put a plus sign here, would that make our equation correct? Yes, it would, right? Because 4 plus 3 is indeed 7. Whereas if you're going to put a minus here, it would make it wrong because 4 minus 3 is definitely not going to be 7. That's 1. Okay, so you have to try it out. So meaning your answer should be the plus sign. Okay, don't worry though. In this set of questions, no, to some it might quite easy compared to your final round review previously, the three session final round, as this one is just familiarization of the kind of questions that you will probably encounter or the format that you will encounter in Eclavia. Oh, by the way, did everyone try using the Eclavia already? One thing that I would also want to you to remember that during that time, no, questions are actually in different language, and it would have, I mean, not different language, it would have a Chinese language together with the English translation or the English question. So do not be faced with, okay, how I'm going to understand the Chinese if you can't, since there's an English version of the question as well. So make sure to check that out so that you can solve the problem easily. Also, during the competition, reminder to everyone, I think you've done it already because you qualified for the final round. So you did the hit round, right? Maybe you encountered some technical problems during that time. So the best solution to your problems, if ever you're gonna encounter it again, is just refresh your website or refresh your tab. I mean, if ever that you will encounter some difficulties, for example, if you will be stuck in the same question or you cannot input your answer or you cannot see the question, that is most of the cases that most of the students encounter during the exam in Eclavia. So just refresh your tab. Keep on refreshing it. It will not make your answers vanish. It will also refresh on your tab so that you could answer the questions really well, or you could see it if ever it like vanish all of a sudden. Okay, so remember that. Okay, let's proceed here. But in terms of difficulty, this is not like the kind of difficulty. Maybe the closest one would be the type of questions that you encountered during the hit round and the review as well. Okay, let's proceed with question number 21. Okay, here. Fill in plus or minus in the box to make the math right. Now, scores only if both are correct. So you have to make sure that you put the two missing symbols correctly. Okay, do you know how to solve this one? Or do you know how to supply the correct symbols? Yeah. Are you guys gonna do the offline exam? Yeah, I think anyway, you will be instructed there in your actual competition, so you don't have to worry. You can ask them questions if ever. Okay, how do we get the value, or not the value? How do we get the correct symbol here? Are we just gonna do a trial and error? It's possible, right? You can just try out where to put the minus or plus in this one. Or if you remembered, if you try to attend your reviews, there's actually a technique here, a step-by-step technique. Okay, first step is because you don't have an idea what is the right placing of your symbol, right? You just have the values or the numbers. So the first step that you're going to do is assume that all of this is addition, or all of this are addition. Okay, this is an addition uh, equation here for expression. So that's the first step. Assume that everything is addition, so we're going to put both plus signs here in the blank. Next step. Okay, what's the next step? We are going to add this 1. Okay, since we put already the symbol, then we're going to find the sum since this is addition. So how much is 9 plus 4 and 7? I mean 9 plus 4 and 6 rather. So 6 and 4 is 10. And then, of course, plus the 9, that is going to be 19. So after you actually assume that this is addition, you perform the operation and you got 19. Now, what is the next step? We are going to subtract or find the difference between this sum and the actual answer of the equation. So 19 minus 7 would be, how much is 19 minus 7? That is 12. Okay. Now, what is the next step? Now, this is the important step. No? So, it's a better or much better that you know a little bit of division, just the basic ones. Because we need to divide your 12 with 2. After you got the difference, you need to divide that with 2. That's part of our method or our formula. Because if you divide 12 with 2, you will get 6, right? Or you can just think to yourself, how are you going to separate 12 into 2 equal parts? No, that would be 6, and the other side would be 6. So that's how we got 6. Because 6 plus 6 is also 12. That is why. So now, what is the significance of the 6? This is actually very important because all you need to do is look at the numbers in the given equation and look for the number that is identical to this, or identical to 6. Identical to the result after you divided this one. So we have 6. So we're going to look for a number 6 also here, which, yes, we have this number, right? We have 6. Now, Coach, what does it imply? Or what does it implies now? Okay, it actually means that this number would carry the negative sign. So we are now sure that the sign here before the 6 would be definitely minus. And then remember in the question that it says you're going to fill in this 2 to make it correct. Okay, if this is now the negative, using our method, we now know which one should have the minus sign, which means that the other blank would have the other sign, which is positive. Okay, because 6 would only have the minus sign. Now, that makes our problem solved. And of course, we're going to check if that is correct. Is 9 plus 4 minus 6 equals 7? Let's check. Of course, 9 plus 4, add this together. You have 13. And then 13 minus 6 is 7. So it is correct. So you try to do that, okay? Especially if the given values of the numbers are quite big, and it would be harder for you to do the trial and error, whereas you're just gonna guess what could be the right placing of the signs here. So usually in Eclavia, you will need to put the entire equation. You have to write the entire equation. So for example, here you'll have 9 plus, you're gonna input there in your answer 4 minus 6 equals 7. Like that. The complete equation. Okay, next one. What about this? Oh, the same. So let's follow the same process. Plus or minus to in the box to make the math right. So again, what is my first step? What is the first step in our method that we use? We're going to assume that this is addition. So we're going to put plus to all the blank. And then find the sum of this or perform the addition. So 5 plus 5 is 10 plus 2, that is 12. So you'll get 12. Now, the next step is you're going to find the difference between the sum of this, when you assume that everything is addition, minus the actual answer of the equation. So 12 minus 8 is going to be 4. Okay, next step, after that, after you find the difference, you are going to divide it by 2. So divide 4 by 2, you will get 2. Meaning, we're again going to look for the number identical to this result or identical to this number in the equation or in the given numbers. And we have that, right? We have the 2, which means again that that number would bear or would have the negative sign or the minus sign, which means if this is our negative or our minus sign, then here it would be a positive sign. Okay, now let's again check just to make sure that our answer is correct. Let's check the actual equation if it's really correct. If we're going to place the symbols like that. Okay, 5 minus 2 plus 5, is it equal to 8? Again, you can combine the positive numbers. So both of your 5 are positive. So combine them. 5 plus 5, that is 10. Minus the negative, which is 2. 10 minus 2 is 8. So this is correct. Okay, just remember that. Very good. Next one. What about number 23? What is the smallest 4-digit number formed by 3, 5, 9, and 1? Use each number only once. What is your answers? 1, 3, 5, 9, 1, 3, 5, 9. Okay, I think most of you have the same answer. So this is why I told you earlier, you have to be careful when you input your answer because there was a question earlier, right? Now you have to arrange the digits or the numbers into ascending or descending order. So ascending is from small to larger number, and then descending is from a large number to a smaller number. So from largest to smallest or smallest to largest. You have to put the comma after each number to emphasize that they are individual numbers, not a certain or a number with many digits or multiple digit number. Okay, for example, in this one, because we don't need to put a comma here since we have to make a 4-digit number, right? And it should be smallest. Okay, by the way, since you have this one here enclosed, take note just in case someone don't understand it yet. When you say each number can only be used once, meaning in your combination, there shouldn't be any repeating digit. Let's say 3551. So this is wrong because you have a repeating digit, which is 5. Now, that is what you mean when you say use each number only once. Or you cannot repeat a certain digit in the combination. Okay, since it's smallest, so we have to organize or we have to order also our numbers from the smallest. We have to use the smallest digit first. We have to put our smallest digit in the thousands place, right? What's the smallest digit? Of course, you have the 1, followed by the 3, and then you have the 5, and then you have the 9. So you are very sure that this is the smallest four-digit number because you put the smallest digits first in the higher places, no? Or place values. So their value would be smaller. Na. Instead, if you're going to put the 9 here, that would be 9,000. Of course, that's bigger compared to 1,000, right? Okay, and this time you won't have to put a comma because this is a four-digit number. So take note of that and be careful. Next one. Okay, what about this? Comparing different numbers. Which number below is the largest? So we know that if it's a whole number, no, the larger the value of the digit, the bigger the numbers as well. So here they have, so we're going to compare each digit of a certain number. It's actually quite the same for their first three. No, they have 200, 201, 201, 201. So we cannot compare that since it's the same. What about their fourth digit or fourth digit here, thousandth digit? It's 7 for the first two. And for the last one, you have 6. Now you can eliminate your choices. You can eliminate this one because it has a 6 in the thousandth digit, whereas the other options has 7. So obviously these two are bigger. No? So automatically this is not the largest. So you can eliminate this choice. Next, we cannot compare again the 7 because they are the same. Also with 2 because that's just the same value, so we cannot compare that. 0 and 1 also the same. And finally, you can only do the comparison for the very last digit, which is the 10th digit. I mean, the ones digit rather. So in the first choice, you have 7. And in the second choice, you have 6. So of course, between 7 and 6, 7 is definitely bigger compared to 6, which means this number is larger compared to this. And among the three options, the first option or number there is the biggest. So the 2017, 2017. That is 20,172,017. Okay, so that's how you compare large numbers like this. Compare each digit starting from the right. Okay, next one. What about question number 25? In the figure below, which of the circle, triangle, and square is the lightest? So this question would like 99.9% be present in your exam. I'm sure you encountered this during your hit round. You have to choose the figure that is lightest or even heavier. You just have to name it. No? Their word equivalence will be given though. So you have to provide the answer in words. You have there, okay, how do you compare the weight if it's, or how do you know if the other object is lighter compared to the other? Just remember this. For example, this is your weighing scale. So the more the number of a certain figure, the lesser its weight in terms of 1:1. Okay, one figure for another one figure. So for example, this one. Observe that for circle, you needed 3 to balance 2 of the triangle only. 2 of the triangle, meaning you only need 2 triangle to balance a 3. That is what I meant when I say the more the number of a certain figure, the less its weight. So meaning if you're gonna compare this in terms of 1:1, your triangle is greater than the circle. So this is heavier compared to the circle, which means circle is lighter in reverse. Okay, what about the second balance? We're gonna apply the same principle. So the more the number of the figure, the smaller its weight in terms of 1:1. So this is 2 versus 1. So meaning your square is lighter to circle. Remember, circle is Heavier compared to the square. Remember that even though circle is heavier compared to the square, there's another figure that's heavier compared to the circle, right? So if we're going to rank them, actually the heaviest would be your triangle, followed by the circle, and then circle followed by the square. So this would be the order. Triangle is greater than the circle, while circle is greater than the square. So if we're going to rank them, lightest, this would be our lightest figure, the square. Okay? So you have to name it square. Very good. Okay, what about this one? Number 26. Fill in the box with a number to make the equation correct. It should be a number. 7. Okay, this is just the same with the question that we have earlier. And I'm not sure about the item number. It's just the same. Now you have a missing number here. Then you have the other given numbers. Okay, what you can do is actually subtract your answer to the other given number in the equation or in the left side. So you're gonna subtract your 22 with 15, which is equal to 7. Okay, another way, or just the same way, but another fact. Now, if you have a missing, and if this is your case and you have a missing number here, and then you have the answer, all you need to do is to reverse this one, reverse the equation. So start from the answer, copy the number on the left, and to decide what operation are you going to put here. This is a positive number, but since we reverse it, we're going to also change its sign into its opposite. So instead of a positive 15, this will become a negative. That is why it became a minus 15. And solve. So the value that you'll get after you answer this, after you get the difference, that would be the value here in the block. So that's how you get your 7. If this is addition, okay? Earlier, if there's a subtraction and then your number here is obviously bigger than the answer, then automatically subtract. Next. Very good. Okay, number 27. What about number 27? Oh, how many circles are there below? This is again another groupings where you can see that circles are grouped into certain number of circles. You just have to count that. Make sure that you count each group para you won't miss, so that you won't miss anything. So for example, the first group has 4. Second group also has 4. Third group has 4 as well. Here, 4 and 4. After you make sure or after you confirm the number of circles for each group, you can just count how many groups are there. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So just like what we did earlier, all you need to do is add 5 fours. Why 5 fours? Because you have 5 groups and each group has 4 circles. That's why we have 5 fours. So adding all of this, you will get how much? 20. Okay? Or if you know how to multiply, multiply the number of circles in each group, which is 4, times the number of groups. So how many groups do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 4 times 5 is just the same with 20, or with this one. So either way, you'll get 20. Next, number 28. Arrange the number from the largest to the smallest. For example, 879 is going to be rearranged to 987. Again, emphasize the comma so that it will also be clear that you are separating each number. Okay? So if we're going to rearrange this, what would be the answer? 8. Oh, just like what Audrey did. Audrey, in your class in your eclavia during the exam, make sure you put a comma between each number or digit, okay? Because if you don't, then it would mean that's just a one whole number, multi-digit number, okay? So for example, here, we're going to rearrange this from largest to smallest. What do you have to take note? Of course, put the larger number at first. So what is the largest number here among the choices? You have 8. Okay, next, followed by comma, followed by 7, comma again, and then followed by 5, comma, and then what's the next after 5? You have 2, and lastly, you have 1. So this should be the order. If, again, that is the order. The question is from smallest to largest, we're gonna do the opposite. So we're gonna start by writing the smallest number first. So using the same numbers, we're going to have the smallest to largest sequence or order. So it will have 1, 2, 5, 7, and 8, like that. Okay? Largest to smallest, put the largest numbers first in order. Okay? If it's smallest to largest, put the smallest numbers first. Okay, next one. What about this? This type of question as well, you will not encounter this in your actual exam if you have the online, because you won't, again, you cannot input a drawing. You cannot draw your answer. So, but you can have this type of question in your exam actually. So the question would be like, how many matches or match would you need to add at least in the figure to add 2 more squares? At least how many more match or matches do you need to add to the figure to have 2 more squares? So how many do we need? Very obvious in the figure. We just need 1 more here. It would look like this. So like that. Your match with head going upwards, just like the other parts here. It would look like that. And that would add 2 more squares, because earlier without this one you just have 1, 2, 3. Now you have added another one since you have completed this part, and also you can connect the entire figure for another square. So that's why, or that's how we added 2 more squares. If you're going to count the number of matches, you just added 1. So usually this kind of question, yeah, you'll just answer 1. You will be asked how many more matches do you need to add. Okay, it would look like that. Okay, number 30. What about this one? Last number. Fill in the blank with a number to match the pattern. You have 132, 132, 1, blank, 2, 132. So first, you again have to find, okay, very good for your answers, 3. All right. Okay, so you have to find the unit pattern again. So what is the repeating pattern here? Just have 1, 3, 2 actually. It went back again to 1, 3, 2. So meaning, you just have to repeat this all over again. After the last digit, which is the third one, just have to repeat it all over again. Start again with 1 and then followed by 3. You have to remember that 1 is always going to be followed by 3. So if your previous number here is 1, and then you have a blank, then the next number here would definitely be 3. Okay, that's it. Yeah. Oh, we still have time. Would you like to have practice problems for different items? Let's just select some. Okay, let's have this one. I'm going to give you a practice problem for this one. since we still have time, try to answer it, okay? Which number is the largest? Okay, what about if these are your numbers? Which one is the largest? First, second, third, or fourth? Put your answers in the chat box. Second. Okay, very good. So there are also times that when you are asked to compare which number is the largest, the very first thing that you have to do is count. Diba? Because if it's a right? Because if it's a whole number, the more the digits in it, the bigger the value. Of course, for example, 100 is bigger than 10. 10 only has two digits. 100 has three. So the more the digits in that whole number, the bigger its value. So the very first thing that you have to take note is count how many digits are there in each of the numbers. So for choice number one, you only have 7 digits. Okay, and the choice number two, you have 8. Notice 8 digits. In the third, you have 7. In the fourth, you have 7. So very easy, no? Just by looking at that, just by looking at the number of digits in each number, you can easily identify which is the largest. Obviously, this one, because it has more digits compared to the other choices. So that's the very first thing that you have to take note in case some number has more digits compared to the others. Now, what about if the question is smallest? What would be your answer? Which choice? One, two, three, or four? First, second, third, or fourth? 2, 0, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5. Okay. So as what we did earlier, the second one is automatically not included in our option since it has 8. So it's a large number. So we only have this. They have the same number of digits. So you cannot compare that. Next, compare the value of each digit in the numbers. So their five first five digits are all the same. So we cannot compare that since they're just equal or the same. Now we're going to compare the digits from the tens and ones since now they differ. So for the first one, you have 5 as the next digit. The other one has 6 and then the other one has 4. Remember, we are looking for the smallest in this case. So actually, 4 is the smallest. That's why you can erase this other two option and automatically choose this number since it has the smallest next digit after all the digits that they have as the same. Okay, very good. Smallest, 445. Okay, 203,445. Next, what other questions do we have here? I think you're very familiar with it already since it's just easy. Okay, so just remember in pattern, look for the pattern unit first or the sequence of numbers or figures that being repeated constantly. Then just apply that. What else? Okay, here, in case if you'll be given a bigger figure, so you can count the number of cubes per stack. Okay, so I cannot draw here a 3D one, but you will be, for example, if this one is taller, so let's say it has a three cube being stacked together. So you may count each by stack. So just like this one, let's say this is three also. Then count last the cubes that are not stacked or just like this, being put separately, uh, all alone. Okay, very good, everyone. I think you got all the right answer. Here, do not forget to count squares that are bigger compared to the usual squares that you will see. So basically, because we're going to count, if we're going to count it, we're just gonna see four at first, but do not forget that you can combine smaller squares to create a bigger square. So do not forget to count that. Here as well. Oh, what about this one? How many pentagon do we have in this figure? Pentagon is a five-sided polygon. Six. You have six pentagon here. Pentagon is a five-sided, so you just have to look for the five-sided polygon. Just one pentagon and then look for the figures that are identical to that so that it would be easier for you to count. So most of these are hexagon in the upper part, except this one. Okay, if you're going to count this, you have one, two, three, four, five. So this is a pentagon. So we're going to look for figures that are identical to this. So you have this one, one. What else? Two. Of course, beside it, three, four, five. Do you have more? I think we only have five. Five, right? Okay, five pentagons. So one, two, three, four, five. Again, five polygon that has five sides. The rest are hexagon and a quadrilateral. Here, four-sided polygon. Okay. Do you have any questions before we end our session? Or do you have any clarification maybe? Ah, number 25, sure. What is problem number 25? Oh, okay, sure. I'll try to draw it here. So you're going to compare which one is lighter. Now let's just use the same shapes, circle, triangle, and square. Let's say this is your balance. This is triangle, okay. Then this is your second balance. Okay, there. Which figure is the lightest? Question 17. To answer the question, should kid draw the full picture? It is only possible if you are in the on-site competition. But if you are in the online competition, it is not possible in Eclavia to draw a picture or to draw a drawing or even have drawing. Okay, you have to input your answer either in symbols, in numbers, or words. So you won't, and don't worry, you won't encounter that kind of question wherein you're asked to draw a missing part. But a similar question would likely be asked, like how many matches or match would you need to add to that figure for it to add more number of triangles or squares, let's say. So you need to supply the number of matches that you need to add, not the drawing itself. Okay, don't worry. You won't have to draw. You'll be asked for like how many matches would you need to add. So you'll just, in the end, you'll just need to answer in numbers or words. Okay. What would be your answer here? Square, triangle. Oh, light test. Okay. Which one is lightest? Again, just always remember that. Always put this in mind, everyone, when you encounter this kind of question. Of course, deal it with each balance. Okay, if you're given two balances. So, in comparing their weight, given that they're equal, both sides, you have to remember that the more the number, so the more the number of a certain figure, the lesser its weight. Because if you think about it, you need more of this to balance just a little bit of another. So meaning the other one is much heavier or much heavy compared to the other one. So for example, this one, you have four for the triangle. You needed four to balance only three of the square, which means if you're going to compare these two, your triangle is smaller or lighter compared to the square. Next one, it says here you need one circle to balance two triangle. Now, which one is lighter? You have the triangle. Okay, triangle is lighter compared to the circle. Now, definitely, just by looking at that, you can say that the lightest would be your triangle already because it's lighter compared to all the other figures given, which is the circle and then the square. So all in all, that's the lightest. Okay, let's go back to this one. Okay, like this. Oh, now you have to supply the right figure. You will not encounter that. So similar to this, but it would be unique figures or unique shapes so that you can name it in words. Number 17, this one. Questions here would be, similar question would be, how many matches? Okay, so most probably you're gonna encounter this kind of question instead of the one that we have here. Okay, since you will not be able to draw. So your question would be like this, at least How many match or matches do you need to add to the figure to add two more triangles? So we need, our goal is to add two more triangles. Okay, so but just by looking at the figure, at least you will just need to add one match. Because if you're going to add one more match, definitely you're going to place it here in this part. And you will have one more triangle, which is this. And combining all of this, you'll have a bigger triangle. So that makes it 2. So you added 2 more triangles. So you just needed one more match. So your answer in the eclavia would be 1. Okay, any more questions? I think that's enough for today. Again, if you will have problems during the exam, you actually have proctors there. So you can ask your proctors during the exam through the chat box in Eclavia if you have concerns or if you have questions or if you need help. So do not hesitate to chat there. Okay, I know all of you have tried Eclavia since you joined the hit round. Okay, I think that's it for today. But before we end our warm up review, let me take a picture since we have new friends here from other countries. Which are your other competitors from other countries? What do we have here? Oh, I think they're from Cambodia and Indonesia, maybe. Okay, so let's take a group picture all together as our that will serve as our memory for this session. So those who have turned off their cameras, could you please turn on your cameras right now so that we can take a picture? Okay. In a count of 1, 2, 3, can we do, what pose should we do? Okay, a peace sign first. Oh, peace sign first. We're gonna take another picture. Don't worry. Okay, 1, 2, 3, peace. Okay, another one. Okay, like this. Okay, do something like this. All right. 1, 2, 3. Okay, last one. Okay, last pose. What pose would you like to do? Oh, thumbs up. 2 thumbs ups. Okay. In a count of 1, 2, 3, 2 thumbs up, everyone. Kenrich, 2 thumbs up. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 2 thumbs up. All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for attending today's warm-up session. I know you all guys are ready to take the exam, but it would be next week, right? Next week, Saturday. Please do your best, and I hope that everyone here, I manifest that everyone here in the class right now would get the gold medal for the final round. Yoo-hoo! Okay. If you don't have any questions, then you can leave the meeting now, everyone. Goodbye, and good luck again for your competition. You're welcome, Miguel. Goodbye and good luck. You can leave now, everyone.